I came to Ghana for the very first time to find my Ghanaian family and honour my dad. What I didn't know was that I was about to be honoured too. I was in the small town of Nsuta Kyebi where my dad was born and raised, a place he left behind and never returned to. And something incredible was waiting for me. Drumming, dancing, tears, laughter. A crowd of people I'd never met before, celebrating in a courtyard, and everyone calling me to the centre. In this episode, I go to the house my dad was born in a truly full circle moment. I'm dressed in traditional Ashanti kente cloth for the very first time. I take part in a once-in-a-lifetime Ghanaian celebration as guest of honour. And after all that, I meet this guy, a cousin of mine with a passion for life. My whole journey to Ghana has been leading up to this moment and this ceremony. But it's not just about ceremony, it's about legacy. And a man I've spent the past 15 years trying to understand. My dad. My dad was born and raised in Ghana. He moved to the UK, met my mum, had me, and then for reasons I've been trying to figure out ever since, he cut off all ties to Ghana and to the family he left behind. He never told me anything about them. In 2011, he passed away. After he died, I found a secret box under his bed, and inside, the truth about a life he'd kept hidden from all of us. He was a decade older than we thought. He had a secret wife, and among all the paperwork were letters and photos of his family back home. He'd cut them off, but clearly he still really cared about them. I've been retracing his life, hoping to understand why he kept so much hidden. That journey's led me to old friends, former colleagues, and even more mysteries. After years of digging, my detective work finally paid off and led me to one of my Ghanaian family members for the very first time, my cousin Edward. Meeting Edward set me on the path to Ghana and all the way to my dad's hometown. The people here have been waiting, not just to honour him, but to welcome me. I could never have imagined how my day here was going to unfold. After a good night's sleep in Nsuta, we set off on the road again to Kyebi, the town that my dad was born and grew up in. I'd been thinking about this day for such a long time, and now it was finally here. Kyebi is a small village, close to the town of Nsuta but pretty remote. 1,000,000 miles away from Wolverhampton in the UK where Dad had ended up. As we got closer to Dad's hometown, I imagined him on the other side of the road as a young man, heading off from Kyebi on his journey to the UK. To college in Wales, to work in Birmingham, meeting my mom and having me. What a journey he'd been on, how much he'd overcome to get to where he was. Finding that box under Dad's bed all those years ago had kicked off a chain reaction that had led me here. All the searching that I'd done over the past few years had led me to this moment. But there was still more to come. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, comment and subscribe to feed the algorithm and to help get this series out to as many people as possible. Kwesi drove me up to a small house in the middle of the village. It was a pretty simple, single-storey house. "This is the house that your dad grew up in," he said. "This is the room he was born in." I walked up the steps to the porch. In that moment, I really felt a closeness to my dad that I hadn't felt since before he passed. I felt his spirit. And then, out of nowhere, I could hear drums playing in the background. And then I heard music and voices. It started to get louder. All of a sudden, all these people started to appear from the courtyard at the back of the house. Older men dressed in their best clothes. Thank you for bringing me here. Then several women behind them. Then 10 more. All of them were focused on me. All of them locked eyes with me. I could feel the vibrations of the drums. The energy was intense. I followed the crowd from the porch as the music and dancing continued. The two Kwesis had my back the whole way. They led me through to the courtyard. There was a picture of Dad in the middle, one that I hadn't seen before. Young, proud, in his kente cloth. They must have kept that photo for over 50 years.
I had not expected anything like this. John had told me that a ceremony was going to happen, but I had no idea that it was going to be so interactive, with me so central to proceedings. I think in my head I was expecting something a little bit more British, a bit more formal, dust to dust, ashes to ashes, that kind of thing. This was so far from that.
I wasn't mentally prepared for all this energy coming my way and hadn't thought about how much it might have meant to be connecting with the son of a man who left their community decades ago and never came home. The elders gathered at the back of the courtyard where seats had been laid out for the ceremony and the speeches to come. There was dancing, hands to shake, some of the handshakes even turning into more dancing. And then we settled down to hear from the chiefs.
Owo ba eye mojanti wasisa to o se enne obema ye nana no abeto ye eno nene abam enne ye hunu ye ne ye nana no ewo eye nana ne abusua ye aguna abusua ye wo Nsuta Kyebi se ye ni bibi e ka se ende ya wabe hunu ni papa nchi no.
Kwesi translated most of what was said, so I understood, but even before that I felt the power of the words. I was a bit of an emotional wreck at this stage, to be honest. There was so much to take in, thinking about my dad, about this place, absorbing all the energy the people of Kyebi were giving me. I needed a minute to get myself together. Nope, time to get dancing again.
That was intense, but what an incredible day. Some of the locals wanted to keep the party going, but Kwesi was keeping us to a tight schedule. It was time to go.
We just had a ceremony for Dad with all the locals, all the elders, the women of the village of Kyebi. The energy of the guys that were drumming and the dancing and everything that was said, even though I couldn't understand what was being said initially, I just felt the weight of the words, and it was a lot. And when we went into the area where they were preparing everything, they'd blown up a picture of Dad from when he was young. That kind of set me off a little bit. Like it got me quite emotional to start with. But then once the ceremony started, I really got into the energy and the spirit of it. But I just wasn't prepared for anything like that to be happening today. So I'm a little bit shell-shocked, but it was an honor and a privilege to be a part of that whole thing. And yeah, I'm going to take some time to take that in, because that was like a once in a lifetime experience.
The next stop on our trip was to meet another cousin John. Just like cousin John in Accra is known as the doctor, this John is known as the professor, or the prof for short.
I'd heard that the prof was a larger-than-life character who liked to drink and loved to host and entertain, so I was looking forward to an eventful afternoon.
Ah, man.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Kweke called me. I saw you went to Kyebi.
We went to Kyebi.
Yes.
We saw where Dad was born.
Yeah.
There was a ceremony for him as well.
Yeah, that's great.
Which was incredible.
That's great.
Yeah, really incredible.
You're welcome home.
Thank you so much.
Feel
It's
free.
good to be home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what are you going for?
I'll go Budweiser. I can do
A beer or some whiskey?
No, I'm good for whiskey, thank you. For now. Oh, skills. After pouring me a beer, the prof got into the good stuff. Time for some whiskey.
Let's enjoy this.
And enjoy this he did. Once the drink started flowing, the prof was ready to start dishing out some important life lessons. The mantra was very much to live in the moment. Enjoy what we have now. I can get on board with that.
And we could die tomorrow, so you have to enjoy today.
Yeah, yes. I feel like I can learn a lot from you.
I'm a lecturer, so I can give you a lot of tutorials. Whether that will help you is not enough.
We got onto some more serious topics. Dad's ashes. I explained to the prof about the troubles I'd had getting the ashes transported and that it was my intention, my vow, to bring the ashes back to Ghana when I could.
With the paperwork, with his ashes, and then bury him where he was born.
No, that would be fantastic. I mean, the least that we can do is to give him a befitting burial.
Yeah.
After a while, it was time to soak up all that booze with some seriously good, home-cooked Ghanaian food. My favourite part of every day in Ghana. I was still getting used to eating with my hands, but I was starting to get into it. Maybe a little too into it. Thanks for filming me stuffing my face like a greedy little pig, Kwame. Much appreciated, bro. After lunch, it was time to get back to Prof's life lessons. I told him about how buzzing and fast-paced London can be sometimes. That kind of life, he made clear, was not for him.
That is the life there.
Yeah.
A life without any... In fact, you're being moved by time, not by your conscience. Mm. Yeah? 7 o'clock you have to be at work. Mm-hmm. The next train is passing 5 minutes time. You have to run there or you miss it. Mm-hmm. Isn't it?
Yeah.
No. Please.
Not him.
Cheers.
And then, all of a sudden and without warning, the prof's lessons for the day ended. It was time for a well-earned nap. Fearless camera work by Kwame here. He just let his nerves get the better of him at the end. There was still one more day to go in Kyebi, and if I thought the surprises were over now, I was very wrong. Tomorrow was going to change me forever.